play guitar in Undeserving.
My name is Corey and I play drums.
I'm Dalton, I do vocals.
My name's Justin, I play in a band called Pine.
I'm Kyle, I play guitar for Undeserving.
I'm Chris and I play bass and vocals for Undeserving.
So, I heard from a little bird that you guys are going to be doing some splits. Is that true or false?
We're doing 100 splits. Yeah, true.
100. Wow.
We're doing a split with our friends in Pine. We're also doing a split with a band called New Lives. They're from St. Louis. They're on Sunday Drive Records. So we're going to put out something with those guys, and we're also going to be featured on a compilation with them. So is Pine as well. So we have a couple splits in mind through various labels that we're going to try to put out in the next couple months or so.
Sweet. So, what format are you guys gonna put the one that you are for sure about on?
That'll be set.
Yeah, I think usually Sunday Drive Records does a lot of tape runs, so it'll probably be a limited tape run. They usually do like a caller run that's limited, hand numbered. Comes with some cool stuff. I think
Hopefully,
a 7 inches and some cool stuff.
Real accessories.
I remember when I got a split from someone. It was Strangers Now and somebody else, and it's the sickest thing I own, guaranteed. When will it be released?
Talks January from what we're kind of going back and forth on. There's no set release date, just a month now. So sometime in January you can expect it. Yeah.
Awesome. So, changing gears a little bit, we're not talking about the split anymore, but has your music seemed to make a difference in our scene? Have you seen an impact? What made you realize it making a difference around our area?
I want to go first on this one before they say anything. So I've been on this scene for a while now. My band's from the area also, and I met these guys through playing music, through playing shows in this area, and I've never played with another band that I like get home with so hard. Like I feel like these guys are in my band and like I'm in their band. It's like we are one band together. We're a small band, they're a larger band, and we just feel like one big eight piece. We feel at home when we're together.
Like an 8-piece chicken nugget meal.
Like an 8-piece chicken nugget meal.
That sounds good.
Like when we're at home, like whether we're at the bar, we're at a venue, we're playing shows together, we're playing shows not together. Like we feel like a big family.
Sweet. So it's pretty unique,
Absolutely.
you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I saw some posts on Facebook, and I also talked to a few people about Corey coming back to you guys full time. What's that about?
Well, I mean, I'm the only one in school currently, and it's my last year. I'm a senior, trying to graduate. So, like, I started an internship, and it started weighing down, like, my free time. So I was very limited And I just had to tell them, hey, I just need a break until my internship's done. So I just got all my hours done now, and I'm able to join back the band, which is great.
That's awesome.
Thank God, because I had played drums for
It
like
was
6 shows.
6 shows.
It sucked ass.
Just glad to be back.
Yeah.
How many shows have you guys played since you've started?
We played, let's see,
It's gotta be close to 10.
close to like 10 or 12, yeah.
Something like that,
Right,
right?
mine's like 4.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
And we have
Four,
like,
6 with me.
I think we have like 6 more booked out too.
Yeah, we're getting,
Yeah, we got some
We're getting
booked
up there now.
January or
They
now.
just keep coming in, so.
That's awesome. So do you guys ask to be put on shows, or do people come to you?
A couple of them we asked just because, yeah. Like we got a show like we're throwing like BT's throwing. So we do a couple ourselves. Some of them we get asked to play. Some of them we kind of like want to get on just because it's like friends band or something we think would be cool to do. Which is pretty tight. And like the cool part about that is before we even had like music out or like promo pics, anything, we were just practicing and people were like wanting us to play shows. And we had like so much like hype behind us for no reason. We didn't know why.
Straight back.
And
Full disappointment, dude.
No, I think the reason why people are excited because they all know that we're from different bands around. That was pretty successful bands, and all just came together.
I also think it opened up a lot of a different type of music because
It definitely.
you guys would probably agree with me that most of the things around here are either hardcore or metal.
And that's why we like doing what we do, is because we try to break that mold, and we're not trying to like do the same stuff that everyone's doing. So definitely like us like starting up, and then like like all our friends are playing with us now too. So I mean it's really like super cool. But
Yeah, I think it sealed the deal for our scene to come together as one. Like, in a way, because, like, a lot of those kids are like, oh, I only go to metal shows, or I only go to hardcore, but this is like a bridge between the two. You know what I mean?
We fill the gap pretty easy, and
Yeah.
I think we're able to play with multiple genres, which is something that we like. It makes it a lot easier for us to hop on shows and kind of not stand out so much, but still a little bit where we're kind of unique in that way.
I think that this scene has actually been ready for something like that. I mean, my band is we came in, we're doing stuff that's even further from metal and hardcore than they're doing, and it seemed just super ready for something new. And these guys are definitely, I don't want to say taking advantage of that, but they're definitely filling that gap real well.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like, I've only been involved with the scene for like 2 years. My first show was Backtrack and Strangers Now and Ghost Key at a church. It was pretty awesome. It was very like, it was violent. It was what I needed, I guess. It was definitely a really good introduction into the scene itself, because I'd been to like a metal show and I got nothing from it. And like, I go to shows like this, what we had tonight or whatever, and I get more out of this than I do at a metal show. So yeah.
Very personable.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I can relate to. And I just told someone the other day that hardcore has been the healthiest thing that's ever happened to me. Because I've tried...
Most of us would say the same thing.
Yeah, like every generic kid, I guess, nowadays, like us, exactly. Like, I feel like a lot of us in the room here have dealt with depression, which we'll get to later. But the reason why hardcore has been so healthy for me is that, like... it gave me a thought that I wasn't by myself. And like, even like this genre of music, it helps me to realize that I'm not by myself. Yeah. So, speaking of like mental illness, anxiety, depression, if any of you guys have that, how does that play into your music and the scene, and how does the scene affect you in that way?
Basically, we all have anxiety and depression in our own ways. We've all been through shit. Some of us still going through it, or will continue to, just like, how the dice roll. Like, I have a bad anxiety and depression. I have, it hasn't always really been that way. I was always kind of like a happy-go-lucky kid, and then, like, I lost my dad a few years ago. I was, borderline homeless several times, couch surfing, just in a really shitty spot, and, playing music, being in a band with my best friends, and doing this, like, really makes me feel like a million times better about myself, and just makes all that shit like seem like it disappears really. And playing these songs and getting it out just makes me feel a million times better, because I can just kind of get rid of it, forget about it
Yeah, and then just to go off what he was saying, just music in general, or maybe how people start listening to hardcore and kind of how it relates to like the music that we play. Like hardcore, the scene was like a place where like kind of like the misfits come together and we all think the same way. We all just share the same feelings and problems in our life, and we can express it through our music. And this is kind of almost the same way. It's just in a different type of mood, so to say. So like nothing's better than like having that connection with other people with music and with the people you love. Like, nobody else can relate to that but us.
Right.
And it's something special.
Yep, I agree 100%. So switching to not being like sad and depressed, I guess. The next question I have for you: you guys have played a club here in town. What's the difference between the club scene and a house scene, and which one do you like better?
It's a different world.
Yeah.
Clubs make you like fill time because they expect like kind of bar bands, I guess, and that's not us at all. Our set's super short, so there's always like requirements to fill. But I think house shows are a little more free flowing, they're a little more intimate, and they I feel like they're a little closer for everybody involved rather than just kind of being in a bar with a bunch of people who are just hanging out, whatever.
Yeah, I would pick house shows and tight ass basement shows with kids, like 20 kids, elbow to elbow over a fucking like over a coliseum like any day.
Yeah.
Like it's easily like I don't know. I think that's cool. Like yeah, there's thousands of kids watching you saying new stuff back. Like I've been there, I've seen that. It's it's really humbling. But I'd rather somebody in my face like scream at me, like what I've written down on paper, or vice versa. Like some of my favorite bands, I love to be just up front. Like it's the best feeling in the world. And if you're at a big place separated by some shitty guardrail, what are you doing? It sucks. Like,
This is this disconnection between the fans and the people in the band. And just I hate with the Bay Area thing is because you don't have that connection.
Right. Yeah, I remember going to see My Ticket Home in a basement in Peoria. I've never been on the band side of it, like, I've never played in a band. I mean, high school band, but that's nothing, But My Ticket Home show was something else. It's probably one I'll never forget about because everyone was in everybody's face, and it was very cool.
Yeah, I think that's about half the shows around here. Like, I remember seeing some of the, all my most memorable shows were basement shows. Like, I mean, in this scene we had, Knucklebuck and Real Friends and all these bands playing basements all the time around here. And yeah, we had Expires, Citizen, Turnover, so many cool basement shows. It was so intimate, and like, no disconnection or distraction from other people at a big show, like once they're like, larger or bigger, but
Yeah.
it's definitely cool.
So, have you guys gotten any negative feedback? And if so, how do you take it? What happens? Go ahead.
I would like to say I'm their biggest critic, also one of their biggest fans, and we between we're pretty good friends. The dudes in my band, the dudes in all the rest of these guys here, we're all pretty tight friends. And after every show, we play a lot of shows together. We go to each other's shows. We tell each other what's what. We say like, you did this right, you did this wrong. And we try to help each other out. I mean, us giving each other our own advice isn't going to help everything. But I mean, we try to, as much as it is like a boys' club, trying to just give each other crap. We try to improve each other because we're we picture ourselves as a team. We're not competing bands in a scene. We're not trying to be better than each other. We want to further the scene. We want to help kids come out to shows, help each other grow as musicians. So we kind of just say you did this right, you did this not so right.
Check each other.
We're kind of just talk to us about it, tell us what's going on. So I mean, we're trying to grow together. So sometimes negative feedback's really good.
Yeah.
Also, with our band, everybody so far, everybody's been super stoked on what we're doing. They love it, and our genre's kind of the genre. It's either a guilty pleasure for some people, or it's that genre that they have always loved and been into. We get compared to a lot of our favorite bands, which is awesome. And kids, friends of ours out of state, love what we're doing, and nobody's come up to us and said, you guys suck, or what you're doing sucks. Nobody said that, and it's really humbling, and we don't really think that we suck. We all kind of
The fact that people are so nice to us kind of scares me. It's I'd rather you tell me the truth than just say we're good just so that you don't offend us. We'd rather you offend us. So
You guys are like the baggers at the grocery store. but thank you so much for not doing anything at all. Like, I could have done that, but thanks.
Yeah. So I feel like outside of our close friends and Pine, everybody's pretty positive, but we always want to get better regardless of what people think. Like we want to play music people like, but at the same time we want to make it sound good to us because it's just good jams, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, side note, my dad really likes it. Yeah, I told you.
Shout out to your dad.
I keep telling you, but literally, it's so funny. Every time I go home, Dad's like, "What's that band? Like, what's that band?" And I'm like, "They're my friends and undeserving." They're like, "Oh, tight. What are they playing again?" I said, "Okay, well, I'll take you." And then every time he's like, "Oh, I can't go. I don't want to leave your mom at home or something." You know, so it's just. I mean, she thinks music is somewhat noise, and so she's not really like a huge fan.
Yo, Dad, this is undeserving. Come to our show. We'll hook it up.
Free, come on, let's go.
Dude, my dad's favorite song is "Home."
Awesome. My favorite song is Home.
Yep.
Not by you guys, though. Oh, we're a different band. Same song, different band.
But speaking of that song "Home," what's the meaning behind that?
Home is, I'd say, well, I don't know. All of our songs are really deep to like myself and personal. But home is basically being from relationship to relationship, couch to couch. You know, like not knowing what home is and wanting to find some place that I can actually call home. You know, like be somewhere that I actually feel welcome. Like like people like like my friends love me and stuff. And like, so it's like kind of like dealing with all that in the past and then kind of trying to overcome it. With like the depression I've gone through with that and all the problems, financial problems and stuff. But like honestly, like where I'm at now, literally feels like the closest to home like I've felt in a long time with all my friends in the band and these dudes even. Just everything feels like a lot better now. So thank God for this band and where I'm at. Local music to us and to some people is a little bit different, and you can kind of agree to disagree on this one. To me and a lot of us, local, like as far as like location is like kind of like surrounding areas or states, like towns near yours or even like kind of surrounding, just pretty much where like wherever's close. Like we're obviously in the Midwest, you got East Coast, West Coast, which is definitely like further away from us. So I wouldn't really consider a band from there coming here local. But yeah, basically just for me like the surrounding areas I guess will be local, and then there's like local like its own like your town. So I mean there's kind of two ways to take that. So.
practice we're looking to be now. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I hate to disagree. My opinion, like local sits in like what you grew up on, what you and your friends listen to, or even what you and other people like you listen to. A lot of people have friends in different parts of the country. I mean, like most of my friends live real far away. Like I live nowhere near here, and these guys are all live around here. And like as a kid, I was driving to shows. I was driving to Columbus. I was driving to Buffalo. I was driving to Pittsburgh. I was going all over the fucking place to see my friends' bands because they didn't play where I lived. I wanted to hear them, and I knew them. I wanted to hear their music in concert, and I wanted to feel it with them in the same room. And I think local is just that intimacy that you have with people. It doesn't matter if they're a fan or if they're a friend of a friend or if you're somebody that you just met once. Local music sits in like what you feel. Like, I mean, I grew up playing with a whole bunch of bands that they were my friends, and I saw them play all the time. I wouldn't consider them local bands. They didn't hit home with me, and I didn't get it. And it's just, I think that like local is a scene. It doesn't matter like where you're from. Like everybody who's in our scene is a local. Whether they're from California, they're from Texas, they're from Australia. Their scene comes to our city. We're gonna let them sleep on our couch because they're a local band. They're our friends.
Awesome.
I just want to touch on that real quick. I guess a lot of us could say that the reason why we think that way about like local, about like Midwest or region wise, with the scene is because we're used to like hardcore scene. I don't know if you ever noticed, but a lot of depends on different regions, different how they sound. Usually they're similar in a certain sound. I don't really know how we would sound in an area, but that's kind of how like I always live by, I guess.
Oh, definitely. The hardcore scene's definitely different. I mean, you got New York hardcore, you got LA hardcore, you got Chicago hardcore. It's three different types. It's three different scenes.
And environments, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so funniest band moment.
Ooh, let's think about it.
There's been a couple.
Funniest?
Share a couple if you can't think of just one.
Oh, God.
They like stay all blur together because it's all just one big joke.
Our whole band's a joke. our lives are a sitcom. You can fall asleep on the camera all day and it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's tough. You have to give us a second. What was funny? What was funny?
What about coming back from practices listening to Knock Loose?
Oh my God! No, favorite. Okay, this is my favorite.
Halloween was pretty tight.
Literally one practice, I think it was 4th of July. Me and Chris and Kyle were at our practice spot, and we literally played and recorded a Sworn In cover.
We did. It was so bad. It was so bad.
And it's so tight, but like it's just the stupidest fucking thing we've ever done, and that was pretty funny.
Ooh, I don't know. On my birthday, we just got drunk, and we were like, yeah, let's go to practice space and jam. And we're like, yeah, so we all went out there, and we've been drinking for a while, and we all did like Fall Out Boy covers the entire time. We did covers the entire time. Alright, that was a good birthday.
It's like half our practices.
And then we went putt. We did that, what is it called? Go-kart?
Go-kart. That little redneck kid tried to race off.
Dude, that's right.
That kid whooped my ass so bad.
I whooped him.
He was like 12.
No, remember? Okay, this one more. When we were inside like the punching thing.
Oh my God!
You and Rob whipped on it.
Dude,
I was punching and I just straight missed and punched the air. I was so embarrassed, dude.
My favorite was we were going over to Dale's house one time to pick him up for a practice or a show. It was probably like 10 in the morning or something, and Dale lives with his girlfriend who works. She works nights, so she's usually asleep during these hours. So I think it was Dalton told us that Dale's doorbell didn't work.
I said,
and so Chris like he's like, should I ring it? And Dalton says, yeah, just hammer on it. So Chris runs over and just
50 times.
And then GT, he comes to the door and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh yeah, how'd you hear us? And the doorbell just went off. They woke my girlfriend up and she was so mad. It was great.
I was like, I don't think it works. And she looks me in the face, she's like,
yeah, it works. It works.
I was like, oh my God, she hates you so much for that.
That was the best.
That's a couple.
So obviously those were pretty enjoyable times. this is like individually. What is your favorite TV show?
Yeah, let's start. Go ahead and do it.
My favorite TV show.
At the Daytona 500.
If we really can't say racing, and what else is there besides NASCAR? Is there anything? The Outdoor Channel? I mean, that's pretty enjoyable.
That's not nice.
Bob Ross paints some happy trees. I think I'd have to go with Bob Ross. If I'm being real. And his hair is awesome.
We already know.
I already know for you.
On three.
I already know.
On three, let's all say it. 1, 2, 3.
Naruto! Nerd.
I love it. I started watching it
We
this
all
summer,
secretly like
and
Dragon
I
Ball.
literally watched like 600 episodes to catch up. It's amazing. It's the best thing I've ever watched. Not gonna lie.
He literally watched that for 4 hours in the car to Indy. He was just like huddled. He's like watching this fucking show for like 4 hours. He was so stoked.
I'm mad I caught up because I gotta wait every Thursday now. I'm bummed. Oh! Today! I'm so hyped right now.
Oh my god. Okay. TV shows.
Can't wait.
I usually like. Lately I've been like peeping newer like series on like Netflix. Like I just watched Narcos. I love Sons of Anarchy was a good one. I always watch Family Guy. Obviously, I think it's hilarious. Like older cartoons. Like I don't know. I'm pretty like versatile, I guess, on TV shows. I don't really have a favorite cartoon.
NASCAR.
I watch House. Watch a lot of House.
House.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it teaches me how to be damaged and you just be an asshole to everybody. So it's fantastic.
I think probably all-time top show is probably The Office.
Oh
Good.
That's a solid show, but I'm also really into what was that show called? Oh, Hell on Wheels was rad. I really love that show.
I've been watching a lot of series on Netflix. I've been watching something called Peaky Blinders. It's just like rad, like gangster, like 1920s shit, and like literally every dude has the sickest haircut, and like, they just like stab you with the sick. Dude, it's so sick. Everything's fine. Dude,
It's
so
like
nice.
Mad Men. They have it all in there.
Everything was high
Every
tech.
dude has the freshest fucking cut I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just like, I was like, dude, I want it so bad.
I need that barber.
Dude, that's so good. I'm just joking, but yeah, I watch that a lot.
We all like Dragon Ball Z.
Yes!
Save that Dragon Ball Z.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
All right, next question. Where do you guys see yourselves in a year? As a band, not individually.
Realistically, or
You can answer it either way.
as a band, you said?
Yeah, not individually.
As a band, I'm gonna be honest. In a year, the way things are, not to sound like cocky at all, because I'm not like we can be playing the same shows in town. But if we all had our way, I mean, I would like to be like on like a really like big label, like Run for Cover and something like that with these guys. That'd be sick if we could come up together with Pine, or either way. Yeah, I think like having like like an actual like full length out, playing a lot of shows. Have some like cool merch out, just playing good shows, and then like hopefully playing with some of our like actual like favorite bands like in like the scene with us.
I just want to tour, dude.
I'm
ready to, like,
tour. And I don't even give a shit. I just want to 275 days a year.
Yeah, I just want to.
Speaking of touring, if you could tour with anyone, who would it be?
Undeserving.
If you could tour with any band,
I would definitely.
I'd say-
I would say Tough Light would be cool. I'd like.
Any band.
right
I don't know.
there.
It'd be cool to play the music, but I don't know the dudes, you know what I mean?
Right.
I would play with my friends.
I'm going on tour with Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
I would play with my
I'm going on tour with
friends.
Sam.
I want to like
Rob's band.
I want to
Yeah,
tour
nice
with
things.
I want to tour with Super Heaven,
Ooh.
just because Taylor is hilarious.
Yes.
There would be no dead moment with that dude.
I think
Honestly,
it's safe to say he's like our band spirit.
Way
Yeah.
funny.
definitely. If you're watching
The amount of
this, or
times-
you see this.
We can take a look
Undeserving.
at the amount of times we've watched that
Oh my
is
God.
kind of ridiculous.
Way
Too good. Alright,
Did your dad know you're here?
So, why was the band started?
okay, so me and GT, we were living above this tattoo shop actually, and we were kind of jamming. We've been in heavy bands, we've been in pop punk bands like we've done it all, and we've always liked basement. We've always looked at we like bands like like the kind of like our stuff like like Citizen Title Fight Basement, etc. And we're like nobody does that around here, and like honestly we love that genre. Why have we never done that? So we kind of just started writing some like grungier like rock and roll riffs, honestly, and we're like this is super tight. Like this is awesome. Like, this is really like not like compared to anything we've ever done. Like everything's coming together well. Like so no, we just want to do something different, I guess, and do something that we can play anywhere. We're not like a super heavy screaming band. People are like, oh, I don't want to hear that, and we're not like super soft where people are like sleeping. So yeah, it's like a happy medium. It's like that band that everybody can like get something out of. Like it's it's something like we can like pretty much play or do whatever we want with it.
Yeah, you show my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
My mom said like this is the best band you've been in since your bar band, Party Maker. So,
Name drop.
You want,
Yeah.
you want to talk about
Party
how
Maker, yeah.
You want to answer a question though? Like, this is a funny story how like we met, really.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Yeah, like I guess that's a question itself, but we basically real quick. Basically, I've known Dale for 10, 11 plus years. We've been playing music together for a long time. I met Chris a couple years ago. We were in a band together for a little while. Kyle and Dale were friends, and me and Dale were living together, so I got introduced to Kyle, started hanging out. Corey, you were working at Best Buy, and you saw a shirt that GT was wearing, you told him nice shirt, and then you found out that
Handguns or something?
yeah,
Yeah, I think I was wearing like a
Yeah.
Wearing a handgun
Yeah.
shirt?
Or a hundred.
We were talking about like my real friend's
Yeah.
tattoo or whatever.
And then basically, long story short, we come to find out that he plays in Short Fuse with a friend of ours, Dustin Parrish. We're like, oh, that's crazy, And I'm
Because
like,
he was in the band with them too.
yeah, me and him were in a band with Dustin, so everything it's I don't know, small world, I guess, and we all just kind of me and you two were like, well, we're playing this music, we're writing this stuff, would you be interested to play drums? So we came over and started playing drum parts. Chris moved in with us, and I was like, do you play bass? You've been playing bass for our last band.
I think that's what it really set it off, though.
Yeah.
I think when Chris came.
And then we're like, well, Kyle hangs out, he can play guitar, he's learning, he's doing really well. We're like, we need, rhythm for what we're doing, it'd be awesome. So we all kind of met via mutual friends. So yeah, what's up?
I just love Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
He just wanted to be, he's like, can I be the band?
I wasn't learning. I've been playing guitar since I was 13, so I wasn't learning.
Right, yeah.
Still learning. You're always
He's a trained professional. But
I
yeah.
think this one's gonna be my last question, or the second to last question I got for you. This one's for Justin. Who's your favorite member of Undeserving?
I gotta give it a two-parter. I guess it's strictly in person to person conversation is definitely Dale. We've been through some shit. Halloween was a quite interesting day. Our bands kind of partied together,
Yeah.
and I got buck wild. My band got real upset at me because of the way that I got.
Shout out to my girlfriend for a banger ass party.
Thank you.
She's still over there, yeah.
And so I guess I went a little overboard. Woke up in the morning, I was actually here, and Dale pierced my nose. And then when I eventually made it home, I was like, the fuck? And, so I guess we share a special bond. I trusted him enough to violate my body while I was unconscious.
That's not the first time Dale's done that.
But when it comes to I guess humor, constant humor, it's definitely Kyle. Because Kyle shows up to all of our shows, flips all of our merch onto the ground. He throws little kids around while they listen to our music. He's always making me laugh. It's fantastic.
Sweet. So this is the last question. I did not write these, but I'm gonna read it anyway because it's funny. Yeah. So, if I were to say the word corn dog, what would that mean to you?
Alright, okay. Here comes the corn dog explanation. First off, I can speak for most of us here. We all appreciate a good corn dog.
Veggie corn dog.
Yeah, because of that.
Morning Star's got a great one.
So
Morning Star's great.
our mutual friend Dustin, I mentioned earlier, when we were like, this is like 2008. There, any song that would come on the radio, a CD, anything you could listen to, he would change the lyrics of the song and put the word corn dog in. I would literally laugh so hard I'd piss my pants. It was awesome. And I kind of like brought that into like my friends and stuff.
All the time.
And I'm always like throwing corn dog out there. And like, I don't know, it's just it's a funny word and we're all immature. And don't, I don't know, I might slip it in a set of a live show once in a while, who knows. But
Please.
yeah, I don't know why that word is so funny and they're just a funny looking food. Like, it's just a goofy looking fucking food. But they're also
Food on a
delicious.
stick.
It's food, yeah, it's a great treat. It's a golden treat.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Let's eat corn dogs right now.
Yeah. But yeah,
Morning Star.
that's pretty much corn dogs in a nutshell for us.